love the players we have and the team we have. For me, it's just give me basketball players. I want guys that know how to play. I want guys that love to compete, that are going to fit the style we want to play. And from there, we'll use training camp. We'll use the preseason to figure out what rotations are best for us going into the start of the season. And whether that's 3 guards or 2 bigs, that'll all be determined over the next few weeks of camp.
We haven't actually been able to talk about Davion yet. Just overall impressions of him and what he brings to your team so far.
Yeah, I couldn't be happier with him. Everything we heard, the reports that our scouts gave us when we were making the draft pick. I think Monty and his crew did another fantastic job. The type of person we want in our organization, Davion is all of that. I mean, he's in the gym before workouts, after workouts, coming in at night, in the weight room, just puts his head down and just keeps grinding. And that's just what you want. There's a reason he, as a young man, has already won at so many different levels because of how he works. So we're thrilled to have him. He's on the shorter size, so you wonder how far up you can guard him as far as position, who he's defending. And that's why part of the reason, one of the things I'm excited about preseason is to put him on some of these bigger players and see what that looks like. But I can tell you from his mentality and from how he views the game, we're going to be able to play him in a lot of different ways.
Hi, Luke. Good to see you. At the start of the offseason, you talked about wanting to work heavily with your players individually working defense this offseason. You talked about using some of your assistants, sending them to work one-on-one with players. And we've seen multiple videos of the team getting together for workouts this offseason. I was curious, just a progress report on how you felt that defensive work went and how it is heading into training camp.
Yeah, well, the defense will be the priority going into camp. I think everyone that's involved in this Kings family, from fans to media to players to front office, realize that that's where we can make our biggest jump, and that's where we have to. Last year I think we're going to be better offensively, but even through the different things that we had to go through last year, we still finished around 12 offensively. It's the defense where we can make a huge jump. So that was a huge priority going into the summer, and part of that is getting our young players stronger. And I think when you guys see Tyrese and De'Aaron, guys that play big minutes for us, and see the amount of work they put in on their bodies this summer, that'll already make us a better defensive team. The understanding of what we're trying to do, coming back with players like Mo and TD, now that they've been around the group a little bit, will help. Bringing Alex Lynn and Tristan, guys that know what this league is all about, into that mix. Those are all things that are going to help our defense. And then we're going to hit defense first thing tomorrow, talk about it, work on it. And then we're just going to keep drilling home all training camp long on it.
Can you share maybe a little bit of what your conversation possibly with Buddy Hield about what happened over the summer and where things stand with him right now as far as training camp getting started?
Yeah, Buddy looks great. He was here working out all last week, and he's in a good place. And me and him have had great talks, and we've been very open about how I need him to help our team, and he's up for it. So we're excited that he's back with us, and he's one of the most elite shooters in this league, and we all know how important shooting is in today's NBA. So he's happy to be here. We're happy to have him.
Yeah, Luke, when you're walking into camp, you have a lot more depth than you had last year. Just what is the competition going to look like at positions? How many sort of starting jobs do you have open at this point?
Yeah.
Because it looks like you might have one starting job between like 4 or 5 players.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Players love to compete. You don't get to this level without loving to compete. So there's different groupings I want to see, because it's not always about just putting your best 5 players on the court. It's what players work the best together, and then what gives you a second wave that can come in and really do a great job as well. So there's going to be times at camp where I want to see, De'Aaron, Tyrese, and Davion all on the court together. And then there's lineups I want to see where it's, TD, Mo, Alex Lynn, a more just a gritty, veteran, smarter, defensive group. So there's a lot I'm going to be looking at going into camp. But when the competition is that high, you can really judge where you're at, as opposed to one group just beating up on another group the whole time. So it's exciting.
Coach, I think from our perspective, from the media, last year there were several distractions with Marvin. As you guys start camp tomorrow, where do you feel things are at with him at this point right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's the answer is the same. Like, look, Marvin is he had a career year last year, and there's always going to be distractions. Nothing ever runs perfectly smooth, but that's part of it. That's how you grow. That's how a team grows. You go through different things, and the progress he made last season before he got hurt, continue to work this summer. Then we come into camp, and he's tall, he's versatile, he's skilled, athletic. Look, these are all things we're excited to see. And again, this is where it's great to talk about all these things, but where it really comes in is watching it live in camp starting tomorrow. So we're thrilled to have him here and excited about working with him.